Having created a small set of element templates, the next step is to place the templates in a design library, or a design lib for short. Then you can apply the templates to all of your design files, not just the current one. A design lib is simply a standard design file with a .dgnlib extension. You can create one from scratch by opening a new file with the .dgnlib extension, or by using Save As to copy and rename an existing file. You would use Save As if you had already created sets of templates or other styles in a design file. This saves you having to import or recreate the same templates or styles in a new DesignLib file. Essentially then, the DesignLib file is only used to store templates and styles. There are rarely any elements in the file. Now, since you've already created templates in this active design file, we'll go the Save As route to create a DesignLib file. You can then add more settings to the DesignLib file later. So let's do that. Let's go to File and Save As. Now I'm going to change the name here to my DGNLIB. And I need to change the extension to DGNLIB. Must be .dgnlib. We'll do a save. Now notice I'm saving outside of MicroStation's folders. This is very important because you really don't want your file to be inside MicroStation's folders, on the assumption that when you reinstall a newer version of MicroStation, your DesignLib file may well be overwritten. So we're in our DesignLib file right now, and notice that the element templates file has changed to the new one, but we still have all our templates in place, as we should do. And the aim here, of course, is to have these existing in the DesignLib file, so they'll be available to all the design files. Now I'm going to get rid of that for the moment. And the next thing to look at are the existing elements in the file that we've just saved. Now, this is a DesignLib file, so we don't want elements in the design file. So probably the best way of doing this is to go to Edit and select All, which will select every element in the design file, whether you can see it or not, and hit the Delete key. That, in one step, takes care of all the elements. You might also want to delete any spare models that were transferred over as well. I don't have any, I'm just working in the default model, but if you had other models, you might want to delete those too. So far so good. We have our DesignLib file, but now we have to make this available to all other design files automatically. To do that, we're going to have to point MicroStation to the location of this DesignLib file so that it can load when you first start MicroStation. This is easy to do. We go to Workspace and Configuration, and we look at the list of configuration files. Leave it on alphabetical, and then scroll down on the right side till you find the ms.dgnliblist configuration variable. So it requires a little careful dragging down, and maybe the arrow, because there's a lot of files in here. This is the one we want. DGNliblist. So make sure you've got that one. Click on it. And down below, you'll see the current paths to DesignLib files. If you drag along, you'll see the extensions of those paths. So what's happening when you first open MicroStation is that MicroStation looks in this list and loads these default DesignLib files. So these are MicroStation's default DesignLib files, and you really should not delete these from this list. What we need to do, though, is to add our DesignLib file to this list, so that when MicroStation opens, it will also read our file. So we hit Edit, and we see the various values here. We see the expansions of the two already in place. We don't want to overwrite, which is the default. We want to append. In other words, we're going to add our path to this list. So the new value, click in the box, and type in the path to our DesignLib, which is, in my case, m drive:/level2/. And here I could specify the exact name of my DesignLib file, but rather than do that, I'm going to do the same as MicroStation does, and that's to use the star.dgnlib extension. So star.dgnlib. And what that does, if you don't know much about how Windows operates, the star means any file with a .ggn_lib extension. So I could add more design libs to my level 2 folder if I wanted to, and MicroStation would read all of them without me prompting. So we'll say OK to that. The design lib list variable highlights in blue, so I must save that. But before I do, just note in the expansion box that my path has been added to MicroStation's defaults. I will say OK to this, and then say yes to save the changes. Now let's see if it's worked. I'm going to open another file other than my designlib file. I'm going to select this one that we've used before. So now I'm in this design file, not the designlib file. And let's see if we have our templates in place. Yes, we do. So these templates weren't in place before, but they are now. And in fact, every design file that I open now will have those templates available to me. And of course, all because I've placed my designlib file in the configuration path. As you develop standards for your work, you'll want to add templates and styles to the designlib file, not to the working designs. In that way, you'll have all of those templates and styles available to any working design. Now, in addition to the element templates that we've just added to the designlib file, you can also store styles and settings for cells, levels, level filters, line styles, multi-lines, dimension styles, patterning, standards checker settings, which we'll discuss a little later, menu customizations, and customized toolboxes, tools, and tasks, which we'll also have a look at later. You can add as many designlib files as you need to the configuration variable. Usually, if you're working for yourself or in a small company, one designlib is usually enough. Larger companies working in many different fields may need to separate their template and style settings in additional design libs. So please practice that. See if you can add some more styles of various kinds to your design lib, and then go to a regular design file to make sure those styles are available.